Today we are going to do the third and last subtopic of this lesson, 13th lesson, artificial substances and green concepts. Our last subtopic is industrial process. In industrial process, you can see the topic of chemical substances. These chemical substances, we have customers to use chemical substance for various needs of our day-to-day life. So these needs can be indicated like this: food additives, cleaning agents, medicines, disinfections, cosmetics, and paints. Most of these chemicals are artificially synthesized substances. Once added to the environment, they retain for a long time in the same form. These substances, this disturbs the environmental balance. Because of this, we need to minimize the use of these chemical substances as much as possible, or use natural substances instead of them. Some measures can be taken in this regard. You can see such measures, we'll read them. Avoid the consumption of flavored food as much as possible and use home-prepared natural flavors such as spices instead of artificial flavors. Use chemicals such as turmeric and arsophytia, which have been used by your ancestors to kill germs. Using natural medical substances instead of mercury-containing carbonic creams available in the market to brighten the skin. Okay, our next topic, as you can see, construction of buildings. There is an aim of green building concept. So it is to construct buildings with a green environment, bisect with plants. There are few basic principles should be abided by when constructing green buildings, such as presence of green plants in the premises, like clean air through ventilation methods such as doors and windows, minimize the amount of waste, use energy efficiently, consume water efficiently, use natural materials for constructions, make the maintenance cost minimal, device to reach natural light. These are such few basic principles should be abided by when constructing green buildings. Through the green buildings concept, environmental resources can be consumed, causing minimal loss to the environment. Therefore, maximum benefit can be utilized from the nature. Technology also can be used for this. Maintain the amount of heat by plant cover, producing electricity by solar cells, obtaining hot water to bathrooms from solar heaters, fixing large windows to receive more natural light and ventilation. These are such examples. Our next subtopic, green transportation. Massive revolution of transporting activities has been taken place with the technological development in modern world. This causes to increase the productivity, efficiency, and the comfortable luxurious life pattern. But unfavorable effects due to this development make long-term disadvantageous results. Large amount of fuels burn daily for transporting goods and passengers. The result is collecting greenhouse gases such as CO2 means carbon dioxide, NO2 means nitrogen oxide, more in the atmosphere. Vehicles of turbo engines which combust compressed air with petrol release more nitrogen oxide gas in addition to carbon dioxide gas. Hence, attention must be paid towards of minimizing the emission of greenhouse gases in transporting activities. This concept is known as green transportation. Minimizing the emission of greenhouse gases in transporting activities is known as green concept, green transportation. For such minimizing the emission of greenhouse gases methods are given below. Minimizing usage of vehicles individually. Using transporting methods which do not consume fuels, such as walking and cycling. Aware and facilitate citizens to use hybrid vehicles. Promote the concept of vehicles using solar cells and electricity among public. Fascinating transporting methods through water, ways such as streams and rivers. When transporting food and other goods, it burns large amounts of fuels. That energy consumption is also need to cut down to decrease food miles. Consumption of local food is also needed to appreciate. Every individual must take steps to minimize the emission of greenhouse gases in transporting activities so that everybody can contribute to solve global crisis. So all of this about discussions reveals that man has changed his life environment drastically for his luxurious life by exploitation the limited resources unlimitedly. Other organisms on Earth have no privilege to use environmental resources as human population, although they live in the same land. Number of global issues has been arisen from the unusual exploitation of natural resources by some people. The series threatened is global warming. Hence, it is the responsibility of man to avoid every activity which causes the emission of greenhouse gas. From birth to death, every activity of man is producing carbon dioxide. It can be effected that there is no human activity which do not cause production of carbon dioxide. This can be clearly understood by studying carbon footprint of an individual. It states the amount of carbon uh, metric tons emitted by an individual. Agricultural activities and transportation are related with food mile. Another major issue caused due to shortage of drinking water can be explained by the concept of water footprint. Our lesson is over, 13th lesson, artificial substance and green concept. So I'm going to read the whole lesson as a summary. Following guidelines and policies required to maintain goods and services, not causing damage or causing minimum damage to the environment, natural environment of Earth is referred to as green concept. Minimizing the emission of greenhouse gases, which really increase global warming, is also a main objective of green concept. In order to align with the green concept, the present agricultural and industrial processes should be subjected to drastic transformation. The production processes that improves the well-being of the agricultural environment, biological activity in soil, biodiversity and biological cycles is called organic farming. Use of organic fertilizers is a main aspect of organic farming. Another aspect of organic farming is the adoption of traditional agricultural practices for pest control. Tank ecosystem reptile with complete with the green concept. This is justified by considering the components of a common plan of a tank. Management of use of development of the land resources is called land management. Post-harvest technologies, cleaning, classifying, and packaging of harvest of a crop immediately after the packing the yields. So this is its quality is preserved. The principal aim of green buildings or the sustainable construction concept in the construction of buildings with highly efficiently using energy, water and materials while minimizing the impact on man on and the environment. Minimizing emission of greenhouse gases in transportation is called green transportation. So we finish our 13 lessons also. So I'm going to do the 14th lesson, light lesson in another video, another session. So thank you for watching. If you want more videos, subscribe my channel.